good afternoon, and welcome. Welcome indeed, yes, to another edition of the Mark Mosey Show podcast, as we're always broadcasting from the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Take back control of your life. Yes, call them today. It is Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. And joining me right now to talk about a great event going on this weekend at the Melbourne International Airport is very key, Rear Admiral Jim Hart. He is also the president of the Space Coast Honor Flight. Jim, how you doing today, buddy?
We're great, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to join you on your show here.
I appreciate it. All right, I got to make sure, did I do the title correctly? President and also retired U.S. Navy. Did I miss anything?
Yep. No, you got it. You got it.
I like it, dude. I know we got a big event coming up this Saturday with the Honor Flight. Here's the key. Let's start with this. Tell us about the Space Coast Honor Flight, what you guys are all about.
Okay, well, Space Coast Honor Flight is one of 124 hubs that are across the United States that take veterans to Washington, D.C. to visit their memorials. Space Coast Honor Flight's been in existence since 2010. So this Saturday will be our 87th flight. And when we get back, we will have taken 2,354 veterans to Washington, D.C.
That is awesome. And we were talking off air, you've actually experienced it. You're retired Navy. You actually got to do the honor flight yourself, correct?
Well, I've always done the honor flight as part of the staff, okay? So this, I think, is going to be my 38th flight up to Washington. Awesome. So, yeah.
All right. How did you get involved with the honor flight then? I know now you're the president, but how'd you get involved, Jim?
Well, it's kind of funny. I was asked to speak at a breakfast up in Fellsmere. So I went up there and I gave a little talk about the Navy and so forth. And I met a retired Air Force general who was the president of the Space Coast Honor Flight. And about a year or two after that, when I moved here permanently, I was looking for something to do, so some way to give back. And so I contacted him, and he brought me in, and I was the veteran coordinator, which is the person that contacts the veterans and gets them signed up for the flight. I did that for a year or two, and then he wanted to retire and move to Delaware, and I became the president. That was in 2019.
That is really cool, dude. You signed up, you give back to the community and all these great veterans, and then they probably turn to you. Yeah, you're the president now. You're the guy in charge. All right. So what does the president have to do exactly with the job title?
Well, I'm sort of like the CEO, or the head of the board. We have 20 board members that all volunteer their time. None of us get paid. We're a 501c3 organization. I sort of try to steer us, in keep us on course. We used to fly out of Orlando. As we got bigger and more well known, we were able to work with the Melbourne Airport, which has been a great partnership for us. They've bent over backwards for us and for the veterans. If you have an opportunity, you come to our send off very early in the morning, or you come back on Saturday night for the welcome home. You'll see what we're talking about. It's an amazing evening.
Okay, you are absolutely right. My engineer, John Roberts, who is a Vietnam veteran with the Army, he did it a couple years ago, and he's like, Mark, it was an amazing time. It is a long day. It is, but he loved it so much. So let's go through the day. All right, so if you're a veteran, when does the day start? Where do you go? Jim, go us through the day with us.
The day starts at about 3:30 in the morning. Okay. We ask the veterans to get to the airport by 4:00. At 4:30 in the morning, we do what we call a send-off ceremony. It's kind of like a military event. We have a color guard. We do the national anthem. We have a pastor that does invocation. Then I get up, talk about the veterans, and have community leaders. Congressman Posey used to come all the time when he was in office. He just passed away, unfortunately. But now Congressman Herodopoulos comes. I get the mayor. I get state senators and Congress people to come and talk to the vets. We also get senior military leadership, like the commander of Patrick Air Force Base. We get leadership from the Space Force, from the Navy Ordnance Test Unit up at Cape Canaveral. They come down and talk. So it's it's quite an event. Now, that's the send off. So once we're done, once we've completed that, and that's usually done, we're usually done by 5:15 in the morning. We go to the gate. Melbourne Airport hosts us for breakfast. They give us a box lunch. We get on an Allegiant aircraft, Allegiant Airlines, and it's a charter. We fly directly to Baltimore. The total number of people we take is 50 veterans, 50 guardians. So each vet has a battle buddy, if you will. And then we have 12 staff. So we have 112 people. We go up there, we get on 2 big tour buses, and we go down into Washington, D.C. And on this trip, we're going to go to the Air Force Memorial. Then we're going to go to the Iwo Jima Memorial. We're going to go to Arlington Cemetery. We're going to see the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Then we're going to lay a wreath. I'm going to have 2 of the veterans with their guardians put a wreath on the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. That's a whole addition to what normally happens. After that, we're going to go to the Women's Military Memorial. We've got 5 women veterans on the flight with us, so we're going to go there and take a look at that memorial. Then we're going to go back into Washington, D.C. We're going to visit the World War II, Korea, and Vietnam memorials. And then we're going to get ourselves back to BWI and back home. We'll arrive home around probably land around 9:30 in the evening. And by 10 o'clock, we'll be formed up. I've got 2 buglers that are going to lead us along with the TSA, Melbourne Airport Police Color Guard. All the veterans get lined up. We're going to walk all the way down through the airport. There'll be a big crowd there to welcome them home and thank them for their service. As they get to the Welcome Center at the airport, we've got the Patrick Honor Guard. They're going to do a saber arch for the veterans. We'll have the Pixie Pinups. We'll have the Space Coast Nurse Corps. These are retired veterans, and they'll all be there. So that's kind of way the day works. So by 10:30 at night, you're ready to go home. Now, when we used to fly out of Orlando, we had to start at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we got home at 11 or 11:30. So your engineer, he experienced that. And that's what he's talking about when he says it's a long day.
That was a hell of an answer. All right, Jim, that was awesome. Breaking down the details of the whole day. Man, all right, going to there and flying back, is everyone just sleeping on the plane? That's what I imagine. What happened?
No. Actually, the veterans are sometimes some of them sleep, but most of them are pretty excited about the day, and they're not sleeping.
Dude, that is an awesome thing you guys do. So the follow-up question then is, if you are interested in maybe making a donation, or you're a veteran who's interested in doing it, should we go to the website? Like, how do we get this done exactly?
You can go to the website and make a donation, or you can mail in a check, or if that's what you'd like to do. I could get you the address to the post office box later if you need that.
Yeah,
but
I know.
We live on donations. I mean, everything, and we've been very careful with the money. So 97 cents out of every dollar we raise goes to the mission. The other 3 cents goes to the applications and business cards and stuff like that you have to have with an organization like this.
Yeah, the website is spacecoasthonorflight.org. Also, find them on Facebook. Just search Space Coast Honor Flight and you get all the information. So, all right. So this is what I was trying to ask. All right. And I appreciate coming on. This is great. All right. So if we're interested, if we're a veteran or we have a family member that's a veteran, is there like a deadline? Because you have the one coming up this May. Is there a deadline a couple months ahead of time where they want to be part of the Honor Flight?
Yeah, we have a waiting list of about 400 veterans. And so we've been able to get the wait time down to about a year to 18 months. So, and the way it works is, Mark, if a veteran contacts us, applies, and say they come down with cancer or something like that, we take them right away if they have any kind of medical issues. If they don't have medical issues, we take World War II veterans, Korea, Vietnam in that order. Now, this year, I think we have 2 World War II veterans, and we just have probably less than 10 Korean veterans. So primarily, it's Vietnam. For example, on the flight on Saturday, we have 1 veteran that served in the Korean time frame. We have 40 that served during the Vietnam time, and then we have another 9 that are served after Vietnam that are going. So that's the complement of 50 for this Saturday.
All right, but here's what's cool. I know you're doing it this Saturday. If you want to go out 8:30 with the start, okay, if you want to cheer on these veterans, like you said, they'll probably get there 9:30 or so, well, depending on what happens, right? Then there's going to be live music. You're going to have vendors, food. It's going to be so much fun. All right, but it's not just May. You're doing this moving forward this summer, right, with multiple events.
Yeah, this year we're trying to do 5 events. We did 1 in April. We got May, June, then September and October.
That is awesome.
That's the plan.
Yeah, dude. All right. So when you're done with this day, okay, like you said, you probably get up at midnight and then keep going till midnight. Do you sleep Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the next week?
I usually catch up on Sunday morning, and that gets me going. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are hardcore. That is such a cool thing. And I have been to Arlington Cemetery. When you see that changing of the guard, that is one of the coolest things you see live. Do you love going to go see that every time you go on the event?
Yeah. We get our veterans up close. There's a special area that's chained off that the public doesn't get to go in there, but we get to go in there and we line up all the guys. We actually ask them to sit in wheelchairs. Most of them don't need it, but it makes a much better presentation for them to be up that close. And also, they're there about 45 minutes, so they don't have to stand.
That's a good point. Okay, real quick before I let you go, and I'm gonna post everything, all the information, how you can make a donation or go to the event. All right, you are retired Navy. Okay, you told me off air 30 plus years. Okay,
yeah.
All right, how can you do it off the top of your head? How many countries have we visited because of your time with the Navy?
That's really tough. One of my assignments was in Africa, and I was all over Africa. I've been all over the Middle East, Europe, not so much Asia. Most of my time was, up off Norway, the Mediterranean, the Red Sea, the Persian Gulf. So all that, yeah.
Awesome. That is awesome. So then, all right, when Navy and Army play football every November, you're all Navy, right? Navy better win this game. I know you don't. There's no hesitation. It's going to be Navy. That's what it's going to be.
That's right.
I had my grandparents. All right, I had 2 in the Navy, 1 in the Army. Right, my grandmother remarried, so there's 3 of them. And my grandfather on my mother's side, Navy, and he was stationed in Osaka, Japan. So my mother and I always discuss we need to go see where he was stationed for a couple of years. So that's our game plan, buddy. We got to do it. That's
you should.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Here's the website. It is spacecoasthonorflight.org. Get all the information on there. Follow him on Facebook as well. This guy is very busy getting ready for Saturday morning. He is. His name is Jim Hart, the president of the Space Coast Honor Flight. Jim, thank you so much for coming on, and good luck with everything this summer, okay?
All right, Mark. Thank you very much.